Thank you for tuning in to Behind the Boost. Today we're speaking with Stefanie Kim. Enjoy it. Now, Stefanie, give us a brief intro and tell me about who you are and what agency you're part of.
Okay. My name is Stefanie. A little bit about me. I suppose I've been in the marketing industry for almost 3 decades now.
3 decades.
No, I am a late season veteran, and a lot of people seem to be surprised at that. I'm not sure why.
No, you're killing it. Definitely can't see the through 3 decades.
Yes. Through my career, mostly in corporate, I've pretty much worn every hat that there is available when it comes to marketing, from like events and logistics behind that, in addition to business development, content marketing, advertising, SEO, and all that fun stuff. I just recently left my corporate career and pivoted into my own agency, which has been super fun and definitely a roller coaster ride, but lots of fun stuff.
I can't imagine that jump from corporate life to your own agency has to be daunting. What made you decide, you know what? I'm a badass. I can do this.
I don't think badass really came to mind. It was a point in my career in regards to, the ceiling was low. There was so much that I could do. Plus, I felt like I was being held back in regards to I could do so much with being in a corporation versus having the freedom to make my own choices as an independent or having my own agency. I went through a situation where I lost my voice, so this is how I sound. And my career in my corporate life was client facing. So when I lost my voice, that kind of stripped me of my corporate identity, or my corporate face. Being the face of the company was kind of taken away from me. So that's where I started looking into different ways that I could pivot my career, no longer being the voice because I no longer had one, and work more towards on the back end of the businesses. But my passion was still in marketing and getting good businesses out there in the face of good people who need them. So that's when I have pivoted my whole corporate career and went towards the independent side of things, where I can control what I do and who I do it for.
That's great. That's great. And it takes a special person to be able to recognize, you know what, I can do so much more than what I'm doing, in this current role that I've got, right? So good on you for that. And the name of your agency is?
It's ASA Marketing Solutions. So pivot came into more towards the system side of things. So it's advanced strategic automations and marketing solutions. I could put AI at the back end, helping business owners really automate a lot of the administrative or the daunting, repetitive things, so they can focus more on servicing their clients versus the whole manual marketing thing, like following up with leads and sending out manual emails or sending out manual contracts, where my system is able to automate all those things and yet still customize it for my clients' clients.
That is so good. Now, tell me, AI has been such a crazy topic. In the last 2.5 years, it is revolutionized not only every conference that I've been to, but also, the ability to be able to create content, to respond to people, get the best customer service to people. How are you implementing that with your clients and their clients? What are you doing there?
Yeah, it's a great question. I've been fortunate enough to find team members to be able to really listen to the client's brand voice and really, dive deep in regards to what the mission is and what the goals are and how the business functions and works, where we can take that knowledge and that information and customize AI specifically for each business versus, people think that AI, you just, type prompts in there and it's going to spit out all this great stuff. But it's just the more content that you throw into AI, assume that it's going to do something specific to you or custom to you is such a bad approach. And so many businesses fail to create good content that is specific to them because they just assume that, it's going to automatically resonate with what they're trying to do. And being able to provide that professionalism or that expertise, knowing how, again, how AI needs to be trained, not just step into it, think that it's going to get results that we want. That's how we get results for our clients, because we're able to train AI to spit out the voice of the brand or the voice of the business versus just throwing crap in there. You put crap, you're going to get crap out.
That's so true. That's so true. One of my first jobs after high school, I was an electrician, and I hated it because it was cold. But I remember buying all these tools, and I had this really cool tool belt, and everything was like organized perfect with this tool belt. And I remember just seeing this older gentleman. He was the journeyman, and he's like, "Those tools don't mean anything if you don't know how to use them." And he had all these old tools that were just perfectly fit, and you can tell that he'd been using them for years, and he could outwork me because he knew exactly how to utilize those tools. And it's the exact same with AI. And like you said, the crap you put in is the crap you get out. So if you're putting some valuable stuff inside of it, you're going to get some valuable things back, which is great. Now, Stefanie, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Minnesota. We have the beautiful four seasons. I was adopted when I was 5, so I came from South Korea, and then my parents found me in a catalog and brought me over. So
they found you in a catalog?
However, adoption agencies do that. I don't know.
That is crazy. No, that's crazy. So you grew up in Minnesota, and you're still in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
That is crazy. Now, I want to speak about your voice. I thought it was so powerful, you saying that your voice was taken from you, but you found your voice in a different way, and you're spreading that voice with now these customers that you've got. I think that's so incredible. If you don't mind me asking, tell me about maybe a little bit about your voice and what happened.
Definitely. So what I have been diagnosed with is called spasmodic dysphonia. So it came through, or it happened through trauma to my neck. So kind of at the peak of my marketing career, I was going through a really rough divorce at the time as well. So unfortunately, through that divorce, acts of passion and situations happened. And through that, I was injured through my neck. And for about 2 years, I was not able to speak. Or also, I chose not to speak because I was so embarrassed about not knowing the situation, but also, again, sounding like this for the rest of my life as well. So yeah, it's been about 5 years. I am able to take Botox directly to the neck.
No way.
To help with the situation, but certainly it's not a cure-all, and it is what it is. But I've learned to overcome that embarrassment or the shame going through what I did. And the more I speak with people in regards to, which again, I was terrified to do the last 5 years because of what had happened in transforming where I was in the height of my career in marketing, doing well over 300 events within just a couple of years, into being silenced and being on the back end of things. But now, as I've learned to find my voice and to share my expertise with, with some really great entrepreneurs and businesses, I've learned to embrace it. It is what it is. It's part of my story. And I've learned that there are a lot of other people who face the same kind of the same trauma or the same type of story. Trauma is different for everyone, but that still doesn't take away from the situation that they went through, and being able to resonate my story with them, and come together and support each other. That has been one of the probably the highlights of my entrepreneur career is being able to connect with those people as well. So,
Yeah, I think I think every story really creates the individuals that we become, right? Kind of like how water flows over these river rocks and it forms these rocks that have character and are beautiful, each and every one individually. Stephanie, when I first met you, we were at a conference here in Salt Lake, which was great because we didn't have to travel, for me at least. And just your presence, Honora, was beautiful, and it was cool to see a powerful woman in a beautiful setting, speaking with industry experts, knowing what you were saying and how to do it. And you definitely know what you're speaking to. Growing up, my mother has always been my hero. My father was in and out of jobs just because of the economic turns throughout life. And my mom, she grabbed the bull by the horns and said, "All right, I got this." And she definitely was able to take care of my family. So strong and powerful women have always been something that I would look for, and I love it. And I love the ability of somebody saying, "You know what, my voice was taken, but I'm going to use that energy and I'm going to redirect it and create my own." And I think it's great. Now, the services that you provide inside of your agency that you've got, what are the different services? So you've got AI. What else do you have?
Well, what I've learned, especially in my new online career or my online business, is the predominant things are being seen. So when it comes to SEO, it's hard to be seen if you don't have a good strategy behind your sites or a good strategy behind your platforms. So SEO is king if you're going to be Google searched. It is.
Absolutely. Makes sense.
That's a fact. So with that, so SEO, we do lead generation is our specialty, obviously, and honestly, a lot of marketing agencies pretty much post that, but we do strategic forms. So we do, I can probably say that we qualify leads. It's not just leads coming in. It's not just numbers flowing in. These are pre-qualified, pre-vetted leads that come in. And then also content marketing, which is also part of AI. So what do you do with those leads? Well, you also have to nurture them. And the AI is set up with intent to book a consultation or book an appointment, book an estimate, whatever, to get those leads in the hands of the business owner who does what they do best, which is, connect and sell. And then, cool thing. We have a virtual employee that just started. So again, part of AI where you take the incoming calls and especially the industries that I serve, which are service providers, predominantly again, journeymans. We have plumbers, electricians, HVACs. So they're on the site, they're doing their work. They can't answer their phones, and especially depending on what you're doing, you probably should not be answering your phone when you're doing what you're doing. Which means that could be a $8,000 job. That could mean it's a $12,000. And so this virtual employee answers those calls and directs them again with intent to book an appointment or book an estimate with that journeyman or that coach, any service provider. And so that has been hugely helpful when it comes to service providers being able to, again, not lose the lead because they're on the job trying to make money.
I love it. That's so cool.
So yeah, it really comes to my agency focus on visibility, credibility, and then again being able to automate 80% of the administrative manual work, so service providers can focus on servicing their clients.
That is cool. That is so cool. How long did it take you to develop the products that you needed in order to create this beautiful little setup that you've got?
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess it's With my background already in content marketing, so I'm able to again use AI to plug in certain prompts specific to the businesses. But when it comes to setting up the automations and stuff, it's probably been a year in the making because I just didn't want to promote that. AI is a success for everyone. No, it's good AI with good prompts, good training, good, teachings. That's what's gonna be the game changer, not just, you throwing it out there. So it's been a year in the making and it's been great and it's been very well received and has procured a lot of profit and ROI for my clients. So and I'll continue to work on it because obviously in the world of marketing, in the world of AI, it's forever changing, and I take a lot of pride in like staying ahead of the curve.
For sure, for sure. I think that's great. That it is really cool to see a variety of different agencies have amazing tools at their disposal to solve answers and solve problems for these individual companies that are out there. At Boostability, one of my favorite things that we've been able to achieve, and our motto is we help small businesses succeed online, is we've been able to see some great things happening, whether or not you're in Perth, Australia, and you're a pest control, or I've seen people in Dubai or in Africa have the same results of getting on the first page and seeing their businesses succeed online. It's a really cool feeling knowing that you're impacting somebody's life and their livelihood, and I think ultimately that's what we're doing and what you're doing now. I've seen online, you're also a freaking amazing person. You're not scared of anything. What are some of the things that you like to do for fun outside of work? Because I think a proper work-life balance, from what I could see, you kill it with that. What are some of the things that you like to do?
Obviously, I spend a lot of time with my kids. Through the divorce, I became a single parent to 5 kids. They're definitely my life. And especially with my youngest, like now I'm able to see her achieve those milestones that I missed without my other kids. I was working at 60, 70 hours per week because that's how dedicated I was to my career. But now shifting into my own agency, I have so much more time freedom to be able to focus on my kids, their milestones. But I also need me time.
Yeah.
And for me, I ride motorcycle. My favorite company that I worked for was an Indian motorcycle dealership.
Yeah.
I came in not knowing anything about motorcycle, and yet I was hired to run the whole marketing and the sales. And so I didn't want to be a poser. I didn't want to be like, yeah, here's a shiny bike, buy it. I wanted to know what the products were. So I got my motorcycle endorsement, and that was probably, I invest myself in what I do. And that's where my passion was like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun.
Yeah.
But I love to ride. I love just kids are taken care of. I'm able to just pick a direction and just ride until the sun starts to go down, and then I head out back. So, that's. And I travel. I travel a lot with my kids. We're going to take a 2-week road trip over to the West Coast here next month, and just vibe and then come back once we hit. We plan on going to Oregon, and then Idaho for a wedding, and then come on back. So I like to spend a lot of time with my family.
That's amazing. It's cool to see. And I think as we're finding a lot of agency owners, part of the reason why they are having an agency is not only providing specialized help for their clients, but also, they're able to enjoy their family or go on trips or do things that they want to do. And I love seeing that. One of my favorite things that I've seen with you is we gave this swag at this conference, which was a little backpack, and you got back and you put the Boostability bag on, and then you got on your motorcycle and just rode in the sunset. It was beautiful. I loved it, and it's been an absolute pleasure to get to know you, Stefanie, and I'm so excited to see what you're able to do in the next bit. But thank you so much for joining this podcast. I really appreciate you.
Yeah. again, I did share this with you. What I really love about you guys is that connection. You guys really take the time to get to know who you speak with and establish that connection on a personal level. It wasn't pitchy, it wasn't salesy, it wasn't any of that. It was that pure, authentic connection that you guys were making. And I'm so happy to again see you again, Nic. You are definitely a light in my day.
Thank you.
And of course, I'm really excited to also partner up with Boostability for my business as well. And then also, with your guys' expertise, offering that to my clients too. So I'm super pumped about this. And again, it's all about relationship.
I agree. And thank you so much. I'm excited for the next steps. We'll kill it. Stefanie, thank you so much. And until next time, guys, thank you.